everyone, it's Kris.
And I'm Wyatt Elliott from Notebook Entertainment.
And you're watching Horrorland News. Alright, so new week and new week.
Right, new week, new news.
Right, new week, new news. Sort of. So, coming up on Notebook TV channel this week, on Wednesday, we have Thanks We Hate It, where Alex and I give our worst horror of the 90s. That's a hard one, because I like a lot of bad movies, guys. And then Friday, we're going to have our review this, Choose or Die. I know we said we were going to do it last week, but then we went and saw the massive weight of incredible, the massive
weight of unbearable weight
of massive talent. And we like that one so much better. We just instantly sat down and did a review. We were like, we have to talk about this.
Yeah.
So we pushed Choose or Die because we did watch that as well, and we didn't like it as much. So we decided to push it back to this week. So Friday, we'll have our review this for that. So let's move on to TV Roundup.
No TV and no beer make Homer something.
So I told you, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, about the untitled Daryl and Carol spinoff from Walking Dead on AMC. Well, Melissa McBride, who plays Carol, has had to drop out of the project. I guess they were going to be filming in Europe over the summer, and she was unable to relocate for the shoot.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I think apparently they're still going ahead with just Daryl.
They should call it just Daryl.
Just Daryl.
Just Daryl.
Just Daryl. And then again, they still have the Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Lauren Cohen spinoff that takes place in New York. And then they have an anthology series called Tales of the Walking Dead, which a lot of Walking Dead actors, and I think, what is the sequel?
Fear the Walking Dead.
I think a lot of those actors too are going to show up in the anthology one.
If it's an anthology, it can take place in any time frame, and they could even bring back some of the actors from season 1 and everything and do it. Bring back John Berthal. Do we really need this many spinoffs,
No, we do not.
Guys? Like, if what's her name, Melissa, whatever McBride, I think it is. If she has decided she can't do the show, just drop the show.
Don't do the Daryl show.
Sure
Don't do just Daryl.
I'm sure he'll do fine.
I don't know, but they're doing another Boondock Saints, so I'm all for that.
See, he's got stuff to do.
He
doesn't need to be Daryl anymore. Jesus.
All right, so let's move on from Walking Dead to Night Sky, and this is going to be on Amazon, and it does look more sci-fi than horror, but it does look like it has some horror elements in it, and I just thought it looked really good. The trailer sold me. It's starring Sissy Spacek and J.K. Simmons.
Oh, really?
So the series follows Franklin and Irene York, a couple who years ago discovered a chamber buried in their backyard, which inexplicably leads to a strange deserted planet.
Okay.
And then, from the trailer, it looks like the neighbors, they're like, there's something back there, and they're gonna find it, and then their granddaughters, finding it, and it all looks really cool. Like, I can't even explain the trailer really well.
I haven't watched it yet. I missed that one, so I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, please do, and you guys check it out too, because it does look really good.
Absolutely.
So it'll premiere May 20th, which is coming up sooner than we know, apparently. I can't believe it's already May.
I know. Happy May 1st, everybody.
Right. All right, so let's move on to Trailer Park.
In a world.
All right, so once again, we have a trailer for The Black Phone. I know we talked about this on the news way back when it first, came out, or the trailer came out, but they have a new one.
Well, yeah.
I don't think they needed it. I think we all have still been like, when's this movie coming? Oh, when are we coming watch this movie?
They have to get people, remind them that it's coming out again.
I guess.
So I just hope they didn't. I didn't even watch this new trailer because it's coming out like June, is it? Or is it May?
June. Yeah, I didn't watch the new trailer either because I feel like it's long. It's like 2 minutes or something. Mm-hmm. It's like that. They're going to give away too much. I don't want to know. I want to go in and be surprised.
Exactly.
So I haven't watched the new trailer. We're going to leave the link. That'll be up to you guys whether or not you want to watch the trailer. So I can't tell you what's in the new trailer, how it's different from the old trailer.
Yeah, I think at this point we're just gonna go see the movie.
I just want to see Ethan Hawke be a bad guy. Like I just want to see him be a serial killer. It's just that's all I want.
Well, if you want to see him be a bad guy, get caught up on Moon Knight. He's excellent in that, by the way.
All right, so here's what this is about. Just to remind you, 13-year-old Finney Shaw is abducted by a sadistic killer dubbed the Grabber and trapped in a soundproof basement where screaming is of no use. But when a disconnected black phone on the wall starts to ring, Finney discovers that he can hear the voices of the killer's previous victims, and they are dead set on making sure that what happened to them doesn't happen to Finney. So it's supposed to come out June 24th. We'll see. Hopefully it does this time.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why it shouldn't, because I don't think it was delayed for pandemic reasons.
I don't know why.
I feel like it was something with the box office, or they had more faith in it than they thought. Then they moved it.
Because it was supposed to be January, right?
I believe January, February. I believe we should have seen it by now. I know that
yeah.
It probably should be on streaming by now.
Right. I should have it on
DVD,
Blu-ray. I almost
whatever.
said DVD. I was like, no one gets those anymore.
No.
All right, so the next movie we're going to talk about is super fun looking. And it's called Bodies, Bodies,
I want to
Bodies.
see this so bad.
By A24, which they just did X, and I loved X.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's called Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Like, they're not even trying to hide what
Guys,
it's about.
this trailer makes it look really fun.
Yeah, it does.
So it's directed by Helena Rajan, screenplay by Sarah Delappy, story by Kristen Ropinian.
Sounds like all women.
Yeah. It's starring Amanda Stenberg, Maria Bakalova, Rachel Sennett, Chase Wonders, Pete Davidson, Lee Pace, Mahala Harold, and Chase O'Malley.
You're right. All these names that I don't know, and then Pete Davidson.
I know Amanda Stenberg.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Pete Davidson, yeah, we all know who Pete Davidson
because I know when I watched this trailer, I was like, wait a minute, was that Pete
Davidson? It sure was. It looks so fun. So here we go. Recently out of rehab, Sophie hosts a house party and invites her new girlfriend B to meet her extended group of friends. The already tense party takes a turn for the horrifying when the guests play a murder in the dark game that ends with a real-life murder, forcing Sophie, B, and their friends to investigate who's responsible.
Ooh, so it's kind of like that Office episode where they have the murder game they're playing.
Yeah.
You know?
Only it becomes real murder.
Yeah, exactly. Which is awesome.
Whatever, I'm going to watch it. It looks fun. It looks entertaining. All right, so let's move on to news. We don't have a graphic for news.
We don't have news.
It's fine. We don't need a graphic. So Cinemacon was this week.
Yes, it was.
And Universal showed a preview trailer of Halloween Ends. Now, this is not going to leak probably, so we're not going to see it. However, comicbook.com's Cam Bonamolo was there, and they described the trailer and wrote it out what it is. So I'm going to read to you what he exactly wrote. So it starts with classic footage from John Carpenter's Halloween. And there's a murder montage shows the victims of Michael Myers on Halloween night 78 and 2018 with a voiceover that says, every scream, every scare, every slash has led to this. In new footage, Laurie breathes heavily as she hides in a dark closet. Michael Myers stalks through the kitchen with a knife. Laurie lunges at Michael and slashes at him. It's a brutal fight. Michael grabs Laurie's hair and slams her face first into a glass cabinet. Laurie grips her knife and stabs it into Michael's hand. The trailer ends with Michael on the table. Laurie stands over her prey with a butcher's knife. Halloween Ends title card. Okay.
You gotta kill Michael with more than a stab.
I really hope it,
After all this,
I doubt that's the final fight scene. You know.
He's gonna get blown up or something.
Well, they already did that.
Shoot him in the eyes.
They already did that.
Damn it.
They already did that.
Shoot him with a
but
shotgun.
that one doesn't count in this time period.
No, it doesn't.
So, he's probably killable in this timeline. We'll see.
Probably.
We'll see. So Jamie Lee Curtis was there to introduce the clip, and she has a quote, this Halloween we'll experience Laurie's last stand. It's gonna fuck you up. Was her direct quote. And I'm like, oh no. So I feel like she's talking directly to me, like, Kris, you're gonna get fucked up.
Probably.
You're gonna be mad.
You're gonna be mad and wish for a reboot.
Right. Well, they'll probably give us one in like 5 years.
Oh yeah, they're not. Right. That's the thing I've always thought about this. Okay, it's a planned trilogy, and Halloween Ends is supposed to end it. But then what are you gonna do after that?
Reboot.
They're either gonna have an idea to do Halloween Ends Part 2 or whatever.
They're gonna
but they
make
have
it.
To, they can't just end it because then what?
Well, if Allison lives, maybe they'll make her like the new Michael. Like she goes crazy and she's like, I'm gonna start killing people now.
Then you're then that's not Michael, and then people aren't gonna accept that.
I will.
So,
I will accept. Yep, I accept Halloween 3. Michael's not even in it.
Would you accept somebody else taking over the mask and donning the mask and going around?
Depending on who it is, yeah. If it's someone connected, if it's not like fucking Roy, what's his face from goddamn Friday the 13th, where it's like, why the fuck is this guy Mike or Jason? What the hell? Like, there's no reason for that guy to be Jason. I hate that movie so much. But yeah, if it was Allison, she's connected to the story, so if she picks it up, sure, like that's cool. Hell, if Lori picks it up, like that's cool.
What if they brought back Danielle Harris and she could be Michael?
Well, it depends on what they set up her character as.
And Michael's like real little.
Well, like I said, it depends on if they bring her back. They'd have to bring her back in this.
Yeah.
And then make her character important to the overall story. That's the only way you accept a new person under the mask, is if they're somehow connected to the overall story.
I still want the multiverse Michael Myers. And then you can have Jamie can show up, and then young Laurie can show up, and then you can have Michael.
And young Tommy,
right.
and other Tommy.
Right. Paul Rudd meets the Tommy, what's his name?
Michael Hall.
Anthony Michael Hall. And I was like, how did I look? How does this go to that?
Right, because Paul Rudd still looks kind of like he did back then. Like, he did not age well.
He's so funny.
He did not age badly.
I'm telling you, a horror multiverse movie, that's what we need next.
So just a reminder on Halloween Ends, David Gordon Green has teased that there's a 4-year time jump from kills to ends. He also said that this is going to be more intimate and contained. So I guess the whole town isn't going to come together with the lady with the iron so it's in theaters October 14th this year. I will be there. For showing, I will be there. So, while talking about Cinemacon, Paramount has announced the title of the 3rd movie in the Quiet Place franchise. Oh. It's going to be A Quiet Place Day 1. So, it's a prequel.
Ah, okay.
So, it's unlikely that John Krasinski and Emily Blunt are going to be in this. Maybe at the end.
I know he's not coming back to direct the next one. He's already said that.
No, but he has said that if you do like the story of the Abbott family, that he does have an idea for another one that'll make it a trilogy. So he says he's got an idea for it.
So it could end up being like what they did with the Kingsman, where they have 2 movies, a prequel, and then go back to part 3.
I hope they don't go back to part 3. The Kingsman prequel, I really like the Kingsman prequel.
It was good, yeah. It was
the Kingsman movies, like, I like the first one right up until the end.
Yeah, me too.
And the second one just pisses me off.
Yeah, I hate the second one. I hate it with a passion. That's a whole other video, though.
Right, that's a whole other thing. So, Quiet Place Day 1 prequel. That's what we're getting next, and it's expected to hit theaters September 22nd, 2023. Michael Sarnowski will direct, and John Krasinski is going to produce alongside Michael Bay, Andrew Form, and Brad Fuller.
I forgot Michael Bay was a producer on that.
So did I until I read it. I was like, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But you know what? The best part of Quiet Place 2 was the flashback sequences to when they first invaded. So honestly, I'm down with that. That would be... Because Quiet Place 2, I don't know, it was fine, I guess. You know, part 1 was really edge of your seat. Part 2, there was a lot of just some dumb decisions being made that I didn't like as much. But it was fine. So it was fine.
It was okay. Fine. So also from CinemaCon, there was early promo art for a movie called Megan, where the E is a 3.
Yeah, she's like a doll or something.
Super creepy. Like, dolls are already creepy.
Yeah.
But this one, like, hits the uncanny valley disturbance points exactly. Like, it's disturbing.
Yeah, I'll put the poster right here so you guys can see it, but it almost looks like she's like a real, but she's childlike looking.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say she looks like a sex doll,
Right.
but
like,
she does.
It's so bad, guys.
You know?
Like, it's creepy.
Yeah, and I saw when it was shared, I saw someone on Twitter share like, okay, so is she gonna fight Chucky next? You know, when is the Megan versus Chucky movie coming out?
Right. Well, got to get Annabelle in there too.
Yeah.
So this is from Blumhouse and James Wan. Allison Williams is gonna star, and she's also gonna produce.
Okay.
So here's what this movie is gonna be about.
Yeah, okay.
Gemma, a brilliant roboticist at a toy company, uses artificial intelligence to develop Megan, a lifelike doll programmed to be a kid's greatest companion and a parent's greatest ally. After unexpectedly gaining custody of her orphan niece, Gemma enlists the help of the Megan prototype, a decision that has unimaginable consequences.
Okay, that sounds like the reboot of the Child's Play movie. Exactly. Like, that's almost exactly what it was, except for instead of them knowing it was a scientific experiment,
Right.
they were already selling it in the public.
Yeah, the only difference is I don't think she made the doll. Like, she didn't make Chucky.
They bought it.
She actually made
yeah.
Megan. She's
Okay.
Megan's.
So that's basically the only difference that I'm hearing. But that movie was terrible, so maybe this one will be good.
I don't know about that. So here,
I don't know about that.
Akela Cooper.
Hold
Akela
on.
Cooper wrote the script that's based on a story by James Wan. And
Okay.
Akela Cooper wrote *Malignant*, which I didn't care for.
A lot of people did, though. So we'll see.
*The Nun 2*.
Is there a Nun 2? It must be coming out.
I think it's coming out.
Okay.
And then *Luke Cage*.
Oh, Luke Cage had its moments.
Luke Cage had its moments.
I like part of it.
Gerard Johnstone will direct, and he's got like 4 movies to his name, I think. And none of them are anything that I recognized, really.
I don't know.
But I have faith in Blumhouse. I have faith in
Yeah.
Allison Williams. I do like her.
And just because a concept has been done before, if it hasn't been done right or you have a different take on it,
it's not like I like the new Chucky movie.
No, it's perfectly fine. And what is it we always said? That movie would have been fine if it didn't have the Child's Play name and the Chucky name attached
Here we
to
go.
it. There you go. So
this is supposed to premiere January 13th, 2023.
Okay.
So we'll
2023
keep you updated.
is stacking up, man.
Yeah. So once there's a trailer, we'll put that in our trailer part section and share that with you because I'm sure it's going to be just as disturbing as the picture.
Right. I hope more.
All right. So Netflix, a lot in the news lately, is announcing a whole bunch of new movies coming to the platform, one of which is called Day Shift. This stars Jamie Foxx as a vampire slayer.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So here's what this is about. Fox stars as a hardworking blue-collar dad who wants to provide a good life for his quick-witted daughter, but his mundane San Fernando Valley pool cleaning job is a front for his real source of income, hunting and killing vampires as part of an international union of hunters.
Oh, shit. I like that. That's cool.
So the cast also includes Dave Franco, who
Okay.
I'm a fan, Carla Souza, who you know as she was Laurel Castillo in How to Get Away with Murder.
Okay.
Megan Good, she was, for horror fans, she was Luba in Saw 5. The girl that, it's all the people and they wake up and they got the thing and they got to get to the keys.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the banker girl.
Is that the one that got her head cut off?
No, she's the one in the bathtub, they electrocute her.
Okay. Oh, okay. I know her now.
Yeah. That's her. Steve Howie, who he was the guy from Reba, the one that Reba's daughter married.
Oh, I've seen
and
it,
he's in
but I don't
Shameless,
know. Okay.
for people who like Shameless. And then Snoop Dogg is also
Yay.
listed among the cast.
All right, so this sounds like it's a comedy. It's
Yeah.
gonna be comedic at least.
I don't know. There's they just announced it, so there's no trailer or anything yet.
Okay.
Directed by J.J. Perry, written by Tyler Tice and Shay Hatton. Jamie Foxx is among the executive producers. It premieres, they're saying August 12th of this year, so trailer's probably coming pretty soon.
Yeah. Yeah, they announced a new movie every week this summer.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they already had those.
They're trying to save the
canceling
subscribers.
but they're canceling stuff left and right. So
That's the problem, is they're getting rid of stuff that people like.
yeah, Let's see what happens.
We'll see. I'm willing to watch Jamie Foxx be a vampire slayer.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. So let's move on to indie film spotlight.
My advice to young filmmakers, make a movie every week. Make films, no matter what anybody says, and you'll be a filmmaker.
Right. So today's movie is called Monsters, and it's from the Screamfest YouTube channel. This movie premiered at Screamfest in 2016. It was uploaded to the channel in 2017. It's only 12 minutes and 29 seconds, so not a lot of time.
No.
It's starring Caitlin Carmichael, who did fantastic. She plays the little girl. She sold it.
She's got a career ahead of her.
For reals. How do you say her name?
Ione Skye.
Ione Skye from Say Anything.
When I saw it in the credits, I'm like, wait a minute, why am I getting flashbacks?
Right. I
with
know
his
that name.
Right.
Christopher Wheel and Joey Luthman. Directed by Steve Desmond, written by Steve Desmond and Michael Sherman. Jen lives in an underground bunker with her family, protected from the monsters that now ravage the world. This is the day that she goes outside.
Yeah, it's very Quiet Place is the setup, I think, was even their influence. But
it's not quiet. It's not like they have to be quiet or anything.
No, but I mean the way that there's aliens
living in
outside,
a bunker and there's monsters up there.
That's what reminds me of Quiet Place.
The reason I picked this movie is because at first I thought, oh, this is a waste of my time. I know where this is going. I get it, And you really think that you know what the story is right up until the very end. And then you're like, oh.
Right. It's rare that I can't guess it or at least get on the right track.
Right.
So I had two thoughts on this movie, and I don't know if I'm going to say either one because I want you guys to have the experience yourself.
Right.
But the first one, which apparently is the most obvious because she came up with
the exact same thing.
And that's what she told me when she wanted me to watch this. She was like, I want to see what you think.
If you have the
same guess.
And I think it's on purpose.
Yeah.
The movie leads you to believe that this is what the story is, and then at the very last second it's like, oh nope, that's not what the story is.
Right, because it's that old story where the girl is, or the kid, because there's that movie Room as well, where he's kept in the basement the whole time and stuff of his whole life, and Kimmy Schmidt was basically kind of based on that as well. And so the obvious twist, like y'all know there's gonna be a twist at the end, but the obvious twist is not the twist.
No.
So
there's nothing obvious about the twist.
No, not at all. So then my mind went, once she said nope, that's what I thought, to
the second most popular twist,
which is basically just taking the same twist and reversing it.
Yeah.
But that wasn't it either. So.
And it's really hard for us to say anything because, I mean, we can tell you a little bit, like, okay, the little girl, she lives underground in a bunker with her mom, dad, and older brother.
Right.
It's going to be her birthday in a little bit. I think she said she's going to be 10, and she has a conversation with her mom, like you said, when I'm older, I can go out with you guys when you go out looking, because they go out looking for food. They put on gas masks and tell her they're going to go looking for food and stuff. And the mom's like, there's monsters up there. We can't let you go up there. And she's like, I'm not scared of them. And then the brother gives her a whole, like older brothers do, scare you how, the big monsters are, and how, they run faster than you can. And,
and then they leave, and then she
steals a key to get out of the bunker.
But before that, she's practicing her moves.
Yeah, she's got a little wooden sword.
Yeah, she's got it all figured out. Like, I'm a badass. I can do all this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she escapes and
goes and figures out what the world is outside.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say after that because you're probably already thinking what we thought.
Right.
Just knowing what you know now.
Yeah.
But trust me, you don't.
Yeah, you don't know what this movie is.
Yeah, so
and it's disturbing what this once it's over, you're sitting there like, wow, that's fucked up. Like
it is, but there's a movie there. Like if you want to address that, there's definitely a movie there, sure. And it's cool. But it's so, horror. Don't get me wrong, it's horrific.
I would put it in the niche horror of like post-apocalyptic, authoritarian regime
Yeah,
type
sci-fi.
stuff. Yeah.
It's sci-fi, I'd say probably. It depends on how I guess they did the movie, but this. It's a horrific story, so it's it's definitely horror, and the whole thing is set up like a horror, and it feels like a horror. It's got the beats of a horror.
Absolutely,
the twist is kind of
that's where the sci-fi comes in, because that's when you're like, oh, this really is like a possible post-apocalyptic future.
Yeah,
like,
I guess it can be. Yeah, absolutely. So interesting.
Once a fascist regime takes over or something, like that's a possible future if you're in a fascist regime.
Yep, it is an interesting thought and did get us thinking a little bit. So I do highly recommend it. I do think it's worth the watch. It's worth your time for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, only 12 minutes, 29 seconds. Mm-hmm. You can do it.
It's worth your time.
And some of that is like the credits. So.
Yeah, of course. No, it's definitely worth your time. If anything, I think it probably moves too fast because, in a real movie it would have taken longer.
Yeah, it would have set up more, right.
And they could have done it in here too, but I get it. Just it's a short.
Get to the point.
Exactly. Asking somebody to watch an incredible movie that's 12 minutes is easier than watching one that's 32 minutes.
Exactly.
So. Exactly. So, I don't know what else to say. Can we?
No, I don't think there's anything else we can say, but watch it.
Just watch it. Yeah.
Screamfest YouTube channel.
Yep. As always, we'll put the link in the description below as our indie film selection of this week. And then while you're down there, please also like and subscribe. And ring that bell. Make sure you get all of our videos and notifications when we post new videos. Sometimes we post surprise videos. Sometimes they're all scheduled. Sometimes our schedules aren't always line up either. So
indie film. Nothing ever goes on schedule.
So that's why you want to ring the bell. And for all of our new subscribers, hello. We've had a lot of increase in subscribers now. I think as recorded date, we're up to 340. So thank you guys, and thanks for watching, and I think I'll shut up now.
All right, have a good night, goodbye.
You fucking shoot me? I can't believe you're making this about you.
What are the features that you're bringing?
Well, I just look like I fuck. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I look like I fuck. And that's the vibe I like to put out there.
Yeah.